Welcome to the Bold Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your support. Today, the 18th of August, and I was away for better part of the day. I was shooting some episode for Kevin Oduor exclusives. By the way, I can urge you to check out that channel where I have decided to do human interest stories apart from the politics. There is something that I think many people are not seeing the long shot. After the president-elect announcement in Bomas of Kenya, Deputy President William Samoei Ruto, and actually I'm normally confused, do we call him president-elect or deputy president? Let's stick with the deputy president for now. After swearing in, we'll just call him President William Ruto. He held a press briefing in Karen, in Bomas, and said that he would want a robust opposition that will put the government on check, but is running away with that opposition. And today, the latest move of first bagging the independent candidates can be understood as one way of weakening the opposition. UDM elected leaders led by the Mandera governor, Senator Ali Roba, also decamped from the Azimio la Umoja to Kenya Kwanza. And a good friend of mine sent me another question asking, Kevin, on one line you want opposition, on the other line you are buying opposition politicians to join what according to you is the ruling coalition. So do you really mean well for the opposition? Or on one mouth you want opposition, on the other side you don't want opposition? He bagged independent candidates, and Wiper West MP also joined William Ruto. But there is a likelihood that if Supreme Court will nullify the election, we can also go for a rerun. I know every other person have seen this as a ploy or rather plan to neutralize the opposition. However, the long shot, to be specific, is William Ruto is setting a bait for Kalonzo Musyoka to cross over to the other side. Tomorrow, I will analyze about something on this. But I want to say that there is something that you can see from this move, that the target here is Kalonzo Musyoka. I don't think it's even these MPs, because someone can ask, okay, the ruling coalition Kenya Kwanza is there, their parliamentary positions, head of committees, minority leader, chief whip, majority leader. I cannot cheat you. We cannot bury our heads in the sand and say that because someone from Mandera will come and he did not support Kenya Kwanza during the campaigns, then he can be given the majority leader. That's not possible. But what is their role? Of course, with the third president-elect, he enjoys some trappings of power, and the public perception is that he is the president of the country, he is the next president. And so he has his hands are well greased to attract who he wants to be around him. But I beg the question again, do William Ruto mean well for the opposition? I listened to him saying that he believes that Raila Odinga will actually consolidate the opposition and play his role, take up his role as the leader of the opposition. However, we are not seeing that with the truth. Or is the opposition party going to be ODM? Guys, what are you seeing? Before I explain why this is a bait, why William Ruto have a very strong stake in Kalonzo Musyoka, and by the way, Kalonzo Musyoka votes for Azimio la Umoja is already making him a very good stake for William Ruto. And he had two options, by the way. Either in this election, he was either to pick Musalia Mudavadi or Kalonzo Musyoka. But because Kalonzo Musyoka had a soft spot for Uhuru Kenyatta, he was in a position to pluck Musalia Mudavadi from the Oka and form the Kenya Kwanza with him. But there is something I need to mention on why there is a push for Kalonzo Musyoka. I repeat, the long game here is to push Kalonzo to the wall so that he can cross over. He will remain with the shell of a party or a shell of opposition front so that he can cross over the other side. And before anyone else knows, if Raila Odinga decides to remain active post this election, whether he wins or he doesn't win this election, whether he's successful, he wins the Supreme Court battle, if perhaps he's going or not, is to cut and frame the ODM party as the opposition party, and that will allow him to disenfranchise those areas. Because the truth of the matter is, he wants to take everyone else to the government, but he might not make a single step of bagging ODM, because the truth is, there is no ODM member of parliament that can cross over to Kenya Kwanza as we talk now. It is not very easy, unless this is someone that has just decided, I'm just going to dig my political grave, and doesn't matter. However, it's a good stake. If William Ruto becomes the president, you can cross over, because in the next general election, you never know, he's going to have the benefit of incumbency. So guys, why do William Ruto want Kalonzo Musyoka? That's what I want to explain. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I want to reach out to those of us that we are still going on with the 50 shillings challenge for Sarah Tieno. I have mentioned this. I think I've remained with only 4 videos today and the 3 videos tomorrow. And I'll just continue to reach out to us. I know by Friday, by Saturday, we shall have an idea what exactly we have covered. But I can still tell you, let's just contribute. Sarah is suffering acute leukemia with a bid that has accrued to 1 million in Kenyatta Hospital. And I've been reaching out, just standing in the gap to reach out to you people so that we can help. Through my number, 0710 62 78 89, Kevin Olo. You can also reach out to Sarah directly. Her number is 07 16 357 360, Sarah Onyango. And God is going to meet you at the hour of need. Serve God of miracle. This is going to be a reality. William Ruto knows very well that if the Supreme Court nullifies the election, then there is a rerun ahead of him. And that is why the city lawyer Donald Kipkorir was asking President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, at least as they focus on the results, they should try to stop this hoping, these members of parliament from hoping. Actually, someone is hoping and is not even been sworn in. Interestingly enough, he's not even been sworn in as an MP and has already crossed over the other side. So this should be stopped, because if the Supreme Court is to nullify the election, then where is Raila going to start? In the last general election, he had the support of UDM. Now this side, if the UDM are going to cross, and I know Raila got more votes in Bandera. He really got a lot of votes in Mandera. So, and of course, even if people are going for rerun, people are not going for the MP, Senate, and other elections. People are actually going for only the presidential rerun. So this leader doesn't stand to lose anything. But William Ruto is plotting for a rerun, because I can tell you that that will be a very big battle, especially if the court nullifies on ground that Raila's victory was snatched. People will go to that ballot with a lot of protest vote, just to make sure that they take Raila Odinga to State House. So that is one of the reasons, and that is why even all these independent candidates are being brought on board. And he doesn't mean anything well. It does not mean anything as of creating another front. This is key, because I told you that the initial concept, there was nothing like Kenya Kwanza. And I don't know whether in the fullness of time we will have a Kenya Kwanza coalition party. We'll actually have UDA as the ruling party, not Kenya Kwanza coalition party. So, what are we dealing with? William Ruto's initial plan was to have one big party known as UDA, and nothing has ever changed from that. Kalonzo Musyoka, if you ask me, is the person that will inherit Raila Odinga supporters. If you ask me, if you ask any person that supports Raila Odinga, you will come to realize that they normally say, kama tuko na deni ya Kalonzo. And this is honest. From 2013, 2017, 2022, if someone was to go to ballot na a narrative ya kulipa deni, then that person would actually support Kalonzo. And if he makes this, William Ruto knows that in terms of an opposition front, most probably Raila Odinga will be playing a backseat. I don't think he will be vibrant as of 2013 to 2017. Will actually play a backseat. The people that will run this is Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua. And so if you, because Kalonzo, he might see Kalonzo as a gullible person, he might be going after Kalonzo to deflate the opposition politics. Because the opposition party has two, that opposition front has two parties. It's only ODM and Wiper Party. The rest, Jubilee have less than 20 MPs. I think less than 10. Martha Karua's party, I don't even remember how many MPs or MCAs they have. All these other small parties have at least one or two. But the two parties that are in the opposition front is Wiper Party and ODM. So all this mobilization and ulabaloo of people crossing over and party hopping, grabbing these leaders here and there is a bait to push Kalonzo and say, now, bro, everyone else has come. That opposition front is deflated, cross over this side. And that's how we'll actually finish the position. So that's one of the strategy. But we will also want to push a Raila, Uhuru, and Gideon Moi front as a dynasty team. When we remove Kalonzo from there, I don't know if Kalonzo is just a dynasty, but when we remove Kalonzo from there, they will actually push that front and say this is a dynasty. So with them, they see themselves as the fresh blood. That will be critical because I think the DP is wary of the kind of politics or the kind of activity or what the president will do if he decides to go out and go out of government. Because the president has been in government, most of the people that are now in this government, the people that are now employed by President Uhuru Kenyatta, if there is someone who will be feeding the opposition team with the ills and some of the things that are happening in government, the people that will be feeling that will be President Uhuru Kenyatta. And because there could be a point of departure between Uhuru and Raila, Kalonzo Musyoka, who is the only person that will remain active, is the person that is being targeted in this. Kalonzo's handshake will work in the interest of 2027 and will checkmate or neutralize Musalia Mudavadi. I can tell you this for sure. Ruto will not want the rise of Mudavadi. Because yes, he is a chief minister, but when it comes to 2027, if Kalonzo will get to the ballot and face off with William Ruto, whether he wins or he doesn't win, he is a man that would actually pose a threat in William Ruto's succession. So these are things that are on table. And because he understands that Musalia Mudavadi with the kind of seniority, because you can't compare Mudavadi with the DPs, with Rigathi Gachagua, with that in table, Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka would serve the 2027 interest. If he works with Kalonzo, I mean win box, what will be the point of departure in 2027? So this is what I'm seeing. You can also tell us what is your stake and what is your thoughts on these guys. Let's meet in the next.